Wow. So
now we know the equation.
Yes,
very clear now.
Australia are not overhauling New Zealand's net run rate by any stretch of the
because
imagination.
they needed 185 plus victory.
Yeah. So
they not even put 185 on the board.
168 for 8. Australia made 168 for 8 with Glenn Maxwell also touching form.
Yeah.
Maybe at the right time or the wrong time, we don't know. Because this is the condition now for Australia.
Yeah.
They have to restrict Afghanistan.
So it's a must win, needless to say.
To 106 or below.
6 or 2?
62. I made that confirm.
Yeah,
all right.
106 or below. And as things stand, if you're a Kiwi fan, they've qualified for the semis.
Yes. And your group toppers as well.
Yes, your group toppers.
Your group toppers as well.
So New Zealand have sealed their spot in the semi-finals by this.
Yes, that we can tell you for sure.
No.
And if Australia bowl Afghanistan out for 106 or lower,
then they will be ahead of England in the
they will be ahead of England's current net run rate.
Yeah, but current is key because England slapped that game.
Also, Australia can now best finish on 1.877 net run rate. And New Zealand, of course, have a plus 2.11.
2.1.
That's why they've said that New Zealand have qualified.
Exactly. So there's no way either England can overhaul or Australia can.
Correct.
Can England?
England mathematically
can maybe, but again, something outlandish must happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's tomorrow. So Australia, New Zealand have qualified for the semi-finals. Yes, that is now true. Because Australia could not post 185 plus.
Once again, 102.
106.
106 is what you've got.
62 is the margin of victory. Hence
exactly, 100. Okay then.
Yep.
So 106 is what you've got to restrict Afghanistan to. As an Aussie fan, that's what you'd want.
Yes.
But
but even then, you'd want more than that because again, if it's
you want to keep that margin, right? Because that England game has to happen tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep. And again, it is not a guarantee. See, Australia has to win this. But if Australia lose, which looking at Afghanistan's bowling performance in the death, I think they have restricted in 20-25 runs short.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If Afghanistan beat Australia,
you've got to give it to them. Again, you're playing in Adelaide, right? You're playing in Adelaide in front of, let's say, Aussie supporters over there. You're playing the host nation.
No, you don't have Aussie supporters there. You've got Rashid Khan supporters. Because Rashid Khan is one of the best players from Afghanistan to emerge, and he is.
And he's popular over there.
Yeah. Adelaide strikers.
Yes.
Yep. So, if Australia lose, which might not be all that impossible, if Australia lose, then the game between England and Sri Lanka is a straight
eliminator.
Yes. Whoever wins goes through.
Yeah.
You win, you're in. You snooze, you lose.
Yes. Yeah. So that is the situation we've had. Glenn Maxwell batted very well for his 50. But today, three changes that too.
See, I mean,
one of them surprising. Two were on the cards.
Yeah, two were enforced.
Yeah, exactly.
But
one Stark in such a crucial game.
And
by the way, with the fact that they've fallen 20 runs short, Stark could have made all the difference with the ball.
Yes, correct.
No, one more thing.
And that duty now falls on whose shoulder then?
Cummins, Hazelwood,
Zampa,
Richardson. Yep. And one more thing.
Stark and maybe you're looking at Stoinis as well with a couple of overs too.
And Stark, pink ball test, under lights, Adelaide. Got a very good record.
Yeah.
So why is that Stark was listed? I don't know. It may be.
Again, I think Matthew Wade will have to answer a couple of questions.
Yeah, Prajwal, we just gave that update that Oz England. This is very, very important because if Oz loses today, which might happen.
Yeah, but the reason why everyone is focused because Afghanistan have been poor this year, and so it was pretty much expected that Australia would start favourites. And even now, there's every chance that they get 3-4 early wickets, and they're still winning. Maybe not by the margin. But that's the problem. They don't have enough runs on the board either way. They might have enough runs on the board to win this game. But do they have enough runs on the board to get that important net run rate boost? I doubt it.
Yes. See, Australia will technically be defending 106. They're not defending 169.
That's the mindset they want to have.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Ranjit P, how can you have a realistic dream
Because he's
a bad dream.
Oxymoronic.
No, why he says it's realistic is because India do
It is
tend to-
because we saw India just post 37 runs against
Exactly.
Bangladesh.
Power
as well.
plays haven't
Power
exactly
plays
been
haven't
ideal
been,
in that regard.
India's strength.
But yeah, Ranjit, look, if it was the subcontinent, you would have gone bang bang from the power play. But here,
Rahul
Yeah.
Anand says Stark was dropped, not rested. But why dropped?
I don't think
Not the
workload
right
management.
time. Those aren't. So workload
dropped
management has to
equals
happen
workload
before the
management.
tournament, not in the tournament, right?
See, Stark dropped equals work management, workload management.
It can't be.
Can't
And
be.
his
In the
form
middle of the
hasn't been that
tournament-
poor also. I mean,
Well, he did. He's not been that Stark.
he's not been
very-
that Stark.
But-
true. But
He
Stark
is
difference.
a Stark.
yeah, he's still
And he's a
Mitchell
star
Stark.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and Rohit
Prashant
Roy.
Trivedi says, do you think Chahal will make it into the 11 day after? No.
No.
Much as I'd want
you
him
don't
to.
see those changes happening
No,
now.
much as I'd want him to, but then I've been saying I wanted him to start.
Yeah.
And then got called
Yes,
anti-South
Rohit Roy,
Indian.
you did tell that New Zealand play poorly, but they are lions in ICC tournament.
absolutely, absolutely.
We don't want India to face New Zealand in semi-final. That's not happening.
There's that meme which people have where like you have this buffed up dog
Yes.
and like you have one crying dog. So
Yeah.
like the crying dog is New Zealand in bilateral, the buffed up dog is New Zealand in ICC
tournament.
Next level there.
You know what works well for New Zealand is no matter what sort of build up you have to a tournament, you
Doesn't matter.
never put New Zealand as favorites.
Yeah.
So they walk into every tournament as that cute little guy, who just takes everyone by surprise.
Yes.
They're the showstoppers every time they enter an ICC tournament, and they sort of like this reputation that
That
they
too
have.
since
yeah.
The
2015.
sweet boy
pressure
at
on
that
them.
party who's probably having the most
2015.
wins.
I guess even prior to that, they were not setting the ICC events on fire. Even see 2012, the T20 World Cup, they didn't make it to the knockouts.
Yeah.
They had 2 ties and they were out.
Yeah.
They didn't set the 2013 Champions Trophy on fire. They didn't
fire,
set the 2014, although they choked against whom? They had the ultimate choke against the inventors of the chokers, South Africa. They couldn't chase down 7. Dale Steyn defended that. And again, when they're chasing 120, shot out for 60 with Rangana Herat's 5 for 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir, if this scenario happens, Bangladesh beats Pakistan, does India qualify for semi? Yes, Akash
yes,
Bharadwaj.
actually, because their net run rate, Bangladesh's net run rate is really poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So them actually, leveling on points doesn't matter.
Leveling on point doesn't matter. Yeah, Neelakanda, I take my word back. Maybe India with the Sri Lanka semi-final loss, lose and Sri Lanka wins tomorrow. Nah, that's not happening.
That too, Sri Lanka's quality
Yeah.
finals were Sydney assist. No. No,
It's
not happening. Sri Lanka beating England is very unlikely.
Although they might beat them, but that will mean
Absolutely.
India
I think-
face Australia in the semi-final.
I think
Good on that.
Akshay makes a valid point. It seems almost a certainty that India versus England is the semi-final.
Seems
And-
most likely.
Yeah, this is what it looks like because New Zealand have qualified now for
Yeah.
sure, and looks like it because of that superior net run rate that they'll be the group toppers as well.
Yes.
So in all
But
likelihood,
Akshay K, India versus England is not a certainty. Adelaide may be a
who
certainty.
India are playing, that we don't know yet
Yes.
because that perhaps tomorrow's eliminator will decide.
Yeah.
If it is an eliminator, that is because we
Yes.
don't know what happens over here.
Because
in Adelaide,
if Australia win, then England will have to win against Sri Lanka.
Correct.
have to win.
Yes.
And just to take that forward, so if Australia win today, England lose tomorrow.
Then Australia.
Then Australia through.
Australia through, right?
Yeah.
And India versus Australia at Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Like
Oh,
we're talking
boy.
about Sri Lanka.
And
or
between
Sri
the two
Lanka.
winners, I think India would be happier playing at Adelaide.
Yeah, of course, Kohli certainly would.
Kohli would, yes.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have a T20 average in Adelaide yet.
Adelaide yet.
so
He's
my
not been
goodness.
dismissed there.
Yeah, Sri Lanka beat England in 20. You can never count the Asian champions. Rohit Roy, yeah, but then again, look, different format.
And
Different
also-
format. And
Also, what happened when Sri Lanka beat England in 2019?
England won the
Exactly.
Championship,
Yes. Okay, now.
That doesn't seem likely
No,
now.
we can't mention that.
Huh?
We can't mention it here that England won the World Cup. Did they win the World Cup?
They did.
They did.
They did.
They did.
Unfortunately, by the rules, they did.
By rules, they did.
Yeah. Boundary count, my
Yes.
god.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That was a rule.
A rule that's changed now
Yeah.
for
Which
good.
because they realized,
For good.
that
The
made
folly
no
of it.
sense.
For good. For
Yep.
good.
Yep.
But again, our game's funny at times.
Yeah. Jay Thakkar says Oz doesn't deserve to reach semis. I mean, after that first loss, you knew it was going to be an uphill battle.
Uphill task.
Yes.
That's
yes.
why sometimes it's always good.
And the one game against England getting washed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but that's
that
the thing.
hurt them too.
The thing is, if you want to lose a match in these sort of situations, better to lose close. Take it deep.
Take it deep. That's what you've seen most teams do as well. Even
Yeah.
when the target's been a daunting target of sorts. You've seen teams
I think
take
we'll
it
have
deep.
to look at the ICC rules in the video, Nicholas. I think if Australia qualifies, then it'll be India, Australia, and Sydney. It won't be India, Australia, and Adelaide.
Not in Adelaide?
Oh, but then Sydney is also not a venue which I don't think India would mind.
Yeah. India have lost only once at the Sydney Cricket Ground to Australia. Once.
We're talking about T20s?
Yes.
Wow.
So it could be New Zealand versus South Africa in Adelaide. Nirmal Kaur, you may be right. New Zealand, South Africa,
Yeah, we'll have to check
potentially
that
in
out.
Adelaide,
Yeah.
or India versus Australia in Sydney if Australia qualify. But if Australia don't qualify, then it will be
I
India,
think
England.
Naveen's right over there.
Nirmal's right.
Nirmal's made
Nirmal's
that
No,
point right.
Speaking of Naveen, as Eben Joe says, shout out to the good Afghan bowling. Yeah, man. I was very impressed with how Naveen was bowling, man.
3 for
Yeah,
21.
Ice running through that man's
The
veins
last,
the way
the
he
last
was
2
bowling.
overs that he bowled, I think the
gave away like 5,
17th
6
and the
runs.
19th
Yeah.
over. Just about 4 runs,
4
5
runs in the
runs in the last 2
19th,
overs that he bowled.
And Fazal Haq Farooqi also.
Fazal Haq
Farooqi.
Farooqi, yeah.
Hey,
What
he's
a
actually...
franchise. He was in Sunrisers, no? Didn't get a lot of
Yes.
games though.
Yeah.
He
A
got
few games.
tongued around.
Yeah, but he's done very, very well at the international.
Yeah, Eben Joes, yes, brilliant
He
Afghan
was good in
bowling.
the Asia Cup as well. Yes, he got a little nervy, I think, in a couple of matches.
I think he's
but then he
still
had
young.
those good moments as well.
Fazal Haq was the one who set up Afghanistan's win against Sri Lanka in that opening game.
Yeah.
But Fazal Haq was the bowler who got hit for 2 sixes by
Exactly. That's
Naseem
why
Shah.
He bowled a couple of wides as well in that over to begin with. Couple of big wides, if I'm not wrong.
I remember the 2
Yes,
sixes. I don't
the
remember
2
the
sixes. Yeah. and Young fellow got a little nervous, but again, just
Oh my god.
And what
And
a
the match
shot
good
by
man.
Rahmanullah
Oh,
Gurbaz.
Jesus.
Lofts Josh Hazelwood
You
over
have to have some sort of gumption to be hitting a Hazelwood for a shot like
that too in Adelaide, that under the lights. Wow.
But chalo, he's been smart that way. You know, he's hitting it square. The boundaries
The
are
boundaries
shorter,
are not that big,
Shorter
yeah.
over
Karthik Krishnamurthy, yes, this is the best T20 bowler. So many topsy-turvy, more drama to come. Paisa vasool.
No, absolutely. I think as far as dramatic,
I
this
think
thing
Paisa
goes,
Vasool, though, I think everyone had their Paisa Vasool thing happen in the India-Pakistan game. I think
Oh, yes.
that was,
well, for that matter, even the Bangladesh game, the way
the way Rain sort of set it up for everyone.
But if India win the T20 World Cup, then it will be double paisa, triple paisa vasool, Karthik
Obviously.
If
Krishnamurthy.
India win the World Cup,
And looking at it, they are on course. I mean, let's not forget the fact that, see, even India, if they reach the final,
yeah.
supposing they reach the final, when was the last time India ever lost a final of an ICC event?
2017,
Apart from that,
you lost.
2003.
You lost to Sri Lanka.
when? In the 2014 T20 World
yeah,
Cup.
2014.
T20 World
I'm only
Cup.
talking about T20 World Cups.
So,
Ah, so yeah.
2014.
Only 2014.
You lost the semi-final to West Indies in 2016, correct?
Yes. 2012 you didn't make it.
2012 was a
10 and
horrible
9 you
tournament.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
7 you reached. So you
9
lost
was also a
only-
bit of a blip
Yeah.
of sorts.
You lost 2 ODI World Cup finals. Right?
Yes.
2003 and
and
that's it, only 2003.
the
When did-
final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which other time did we make the final and lose? No,
We never. Only one
One.
ODI, one T20 and one Test
We
championship.
lost it hands down.
So whenever you reach the final, you tend to do well more often than you
More
lose.
often than not.
Champions Trophy is a different thing.
But again, yeah, like we spoke, there's not been many occasions for us to, the sample size is very
yeah,
small.
exactly. Yes.
But-
In the 21st century, 2 occasions, both times.
Swap 1, 2, 3, they didn't lose in the final. They lost in the semi-final. Aman Gupta, you're right, 2003. 2014, they lost in the T20 World Cup
World
final.
Cup to Sri Lanka, yeah?
Yeah. Do you guys think India would be happy with the SA match of Pak beating SA?
See, Jay Thacker, I don't think it matters to the Indians because, quite frankly, regardless of what the result of yesterday's game would have been, fate was still in their hands.
Yes.
They know all they have to do is beat Zimbabwe and you're sorted. By the way, Pat Cummins just played some football over there, but I think.
Oh, he just made it. He
But
just
you know,
made it,
good,
yeah.
good. This thing,
Good,
like,
yeah.
good to have
Good
some
side-
degree
Aussie
of
footy
control.
good.
Yeah.
Good side foot.
Yes,
You have to have some
so
degree of control to kick it nicely onto the stumps.
He's been taking his football seriously.
so
as well.
Afghanistan need to ensure they get past 106
106
and dent Australia's chances even
making-
further.
yeah.
Even further.
Because if net run rate doesn't go in Australia's
Then
favor,
England can win by 1 run also. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
for Australia to then qualify, if net run rate doesn't come into the equation, then Sri Lanka must beat England.
But then if Sri Lanka beat England, then Sri Lanka gets 6.
No, but if Australia win, but not by that margin,
That way, sure.
Yeah.
7 points.
Because only that, so like we said, they can
right.
only get to a certain net run rate now,
got it,
which
got
is
it.
why New Zealand are now through.
Yeah,
very possible.
Okay, India versus New Zealand final. That will be the day I think I'll call in sick. That will be the day I call in sick, folks, because I wouldn't want to see New
Either team.
Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand not losing. At this time, if they lose the final, then
We've got half a traitor with us.
No.
Oh no, New Zealand's a good team. Good team. Okay, guys, so subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news. And looks like we have a batsman who has hurt his shoulder.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back for the final match, for the final rights of the in Australia.
Let's just see what that net run rate gets to.
Yep.
Are we looking at an eliminator tomorrow? Not all those questions answered in just about 90 minutes from now.
Yes,
So we'll be back
for
soon
the
this very platform.
post-match.
Yeah, we'll be back with you guys here in the studio to discuss everything.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
you for
you.
joining us.
Coming in.
And
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
See you.
Vanakkam. Meet Sony. We have already taken